Brennan here with the Christmas Lights Factory. So today we're going to go over a little bit about vampire plugs and how to create a test lamp. Test lamps are very critical so that you can find if you have a vampire plug that didn't actually penetrate the line. So before we do that, let's take a little dive into what is a vampire plug. So vampire plugs come in male and female. And why they're called vampires is because right there, you'll see inside of that plug is two little vampire teeth. So what they do is they penetrate this line right here and touch the copper lines that are on the inside of that. Okay. So the first thing we need to do if we're going to be able to test our circuits is we actually have to create a test lamp. So generally, throughout the process of installing, we'll have one bulb that gets cut off at the end or something, which we just recycle. So in those cases, we just use that cut off. In this case, I'm going to cut a fresh one. Okay, I got a fresh one. Now, I like to clean up my ends so I don't shock myself grabbing this later. So I'm going to give it the finger. What that means is I'm going to make one line quite a bit longer than the other line. That way I'm not very likely to touch both of these at the same time and give myself a little bit of spark. Okay, now I have a socket that's cut off with a blank end. From here, I'm going to take a male plug and I'm going to take a lid and I'm going to install that. So when installing these, I will roll them over a little bit if I've done the giving the finger technique I just showed you on the other side, or I have a V-cut, meaning I'm cross-cut there, or that slash like that. Now I've pushed it to there, I'm going to use the lid to push down on the groove right there to help those vampire teeth fully penetrate the line. Once I've done that, I'm going to take that side of the plug and slide it down like this. The back side is that side. It has a kind of a plug. So front side, back side. Now let's send the back side down like that and push. Now in some cases they won't set. So what you do is you take pliers and the handles and use them to push the rest of the way so it closes. Now the plug should be fully closed. Now we have a test lamp, so I better put a bulb in it. Like here. Screwing it in. Now I need to test the test lamp. See if I can. So, I take the test lamp and I plug it into something. Test lamp works, we're good. Test lamp doesn't work, then I have to see if my male plug actually penetrated. Now the next step is as you're assembling your lines, you're going to be assembling males and females throughout the process. So you'll need to install these, and sometimes the vampire teeth aren't going to install correctly. So you'll have to take a sample cut or a sample power reading from different areas. So what I do is I take my test lamp. First I plug it in and I touch the power where I'm starting to confirm the power works. Then I go to the next place where there's going to be a female plug going from the power source to the female, and I test that it works. If it doesn't work, then I either check the female I just plugged into like this, I disassemble it, I reassemble it, and then I put the slide plug on. I inspect the vampire teeth and make sure they didn't bend down. In some cases they can be bent downwards, which is kind of problematic. Okay. And then more than likely, the problem seems to arise in male plugs. Don't ask me why. The males are always the problem in this world. I keep hearing that from my wife. All the same, male plugs definitely have issues in their vampire teeth. So what I do is I go back to the males and I will rerun the male, close it, go down to the female, wherever the end of the line is, where the female is, plug this in, see if it comes on. That usually is going to tell you if there's an issue. So you'll sometimes have to follow the males and females from the power source all the way down your install until you find the plug that didn't penetrate. Okay, with that, hopefully I'm giving some information that's going to be helpful. Create yourself a test lamp and then go find your plugs and make sure all the vampire teeth penetrate it. Good luck.